there, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the stream, to the early joiners. Sorry, I'm just sorting out a cable there, got a little bit tangled up. My graphic's not quite correct, it should have the final graphic. Unfortunately I was a little bit rushed getting back from work and cramming some food down me. Couldn't find the graphic for the finals, but it is the grand final, the grand finale of the Mayhem Addicts tournament. 2v2 random map, random civs, as we can see on the correct part of the title screen there. Let's get the message down. So this series was played earlier yesterday when I was at work, so I couldn't cover it live sadly, but the series was between Takeaway Bongo and Vertex, and they were against Saymyname and KT in a best of 7 series to decide the champions of this tournament. And yeah, unfortunately I've spoiled the result already for myself, because I was going to ask someone to give me the replay files and then I completely forgot. So as I was trying to get the replay files, I kind of obviously saw the results, but for anyone that does know the results, please keep those to yourselves, no spoilers in the chat, and I'll try and keep it as spoiler free as possible. And good evening to you, Wattle, as well. And annoyingly, I think literally in the last couple of hours, they put an update out on the game, which means that I'm being forced to run on the older patch. Last time I had to do this, I did have an issue that I couldn't play the replay on Capture Age. I'm hoping that won't happen again, because last time I had to do this, I had to use the in-game spectator, and it wasn't very good. Nice to watch pros during dinner. Yeah, I'll have the games up and running soon. So, tuck in. I'm just sorting out the last couple of things. So yeah, for anyone again who is not in the know, somehow hasn't seen any of this tournament so far, but has wound themselves up into the final here. There were some I'm trying to just pick my words. There were some complications, there we go, I'll use that as my word, leading up to the final here, but we have eventually got our contestants for the final. And like I said, it's 2v2, random map, random civ, but each map is only allowed to be played once, and the map pool is of 10 maps, and I will just read out the map pool. It's just from the Rise of the Ancients map pack. Where is the handbook? I had the page open and okay, there we go, I found it now. So we have, actually I think we did a map vote, actually I'm now recalling, it was a little while ago now, but the voted for maps were Alliance, Citadel, Coastal, Highland. I should have got a graphic for this. If I was like more on it, I would have got like a graphic to show the maps. But anyway, Alliance, Citadel, Coastal, Highland and Hill Country, Inland, Inside Out, Mega Random, Oasis and Sahara. So a pretty good variety of maps. I think I personally would have liked to see maybe just one more sort of mainly water map. We've got Coastal in there, and Inland also usually has some water action on it, but it's not, Inland's more of like a hybrid map, it's not like a pure water map. Basically I wanted Ocean Ring in the map because I like that map. So yeah, like I said, we're going from replays. Hello Vertex, good evening to you. Yeah, obviously Vertex was playing the game, so again, no spoilers in the chat. Yeah, I guess no reason to keep padding it out. I'll just try and get us straight into the replay of game 1. And like I said, hopefully, fingers crossed, we can play it in Capture Age. And where my replay is gone. Where have they gone? Have I... Ah, okay, I think what I've done here I think I put it in, yeah, because I was actually playing some AoE2 yesterday, so I think what I've accidentally done here is I put the replays in the AoE2 folder instead of the Return of Rome. So just give me one moment whilst I sort that out. Load game, replays, open save game folder. Yeah, I kind of thought, I guess are they different folders? I feel like they probably are, maybe they aren't, we'll see. Hopefully that solves the issue. And open this folder. Oh yeah, it is, yeah, it's just a completely different folder, so yeah, that was my mistake there. I think we should have those ready to bring up now. There we go. So, like I said, I'm going to attempt to launch this in Capture Age. Last time this didn't work very well, so I'll see how this goes. And if it comes to it, like I said, we'll just have to watch in the client. I'll turn off the music. Alright, Varkags. Oh, what am I doing? What's my button? What's my capture age? It's 2, isn't it? There we go. Professional streamer. You can tell I've done this often. Okay, so it looks like we were 4-2 in the series. I'm just going to quickly amend that. I guess it's recognising because the last time I streamed it was Katie and Saymyname in that series as well. What am I trying to look at casting? That's what I want. So a best of 7, and we are going to clear this all out. And we can be Katie. I'm going to put Katie slash, give them a capital T, say my name, and they're going to be against Bongo slash Vertex, just so they can actually squeeze in a little bit there. And okay, so yeah, looks like first map is going to be on Citadel. So I'll just get us straight into the game, as I said. Yeah, last time I think it was, last time it was a sound bug, I'm remembering now. So I've got sound here, so I think we're going to be okay. Must be deleted. I mean, I think it's fine having a couple of closed maps, as long as, like, I mean, we did the Masters of Arena tournament like a year ago now, but, like, yeah. I mean, Vertex is already making kind of sound like this game maybe didn't go so well for him, but we'll see. But anyway, yeah, like I said, we are on the Citadels, which is obviously the AoE1 equivalent of Arena. Bongo is on the Minoans, who I think at one point were considered a very top-tier Citadel Civ because of their strength of their composite bowmen. However, since the change to the stone throwers that happened about a year ago, where they got some base pierce armor, the stone throwers are just a much stronger unit and very good at shutting down compies. But I'm sure Bongo will still be attempting to go with that unit regardless, and just have to stay clear of those stone thrower shots. His teammate Vertex is on the Lakviat, who, as we know, are very strong civilization on the more open maps. I wouldn't say they're as strong on the closed maps, as their bonuses are very much tuned towards the early game. They still have the benefit of extra armor on their arch units and stuff and make them quite tough to deal with. But yeah, still a solid civ all around, but yeah, just not quite as good on this map, I don't think. Meanwhile, Saymyname on the Carthaginians, kind of a bit like the Latvia. They're sort of quite an early game civ as well, but Carth obviously has quite a few HP bonuses on quite a lot of their units in the late game, which makes them quite tanky and tough on the camels, the elephants, and the hoplite line. So we'll see if any of those units come out to play. And then KT, who is Cristiano Ronaldo, that's KT for anyone that's a little bit confused, is on the Yamato, who again aren't maybe the best civ on Citadels, but they have that very nice team bonus of just the cheaper archery ranges and stables, which is, I think, the best team bonus in the game, personally. Okay, so a little bit of conversation in the chat between Vertex and Bongo. But yeah, I mean, the Yamato, if you can get them to the Iron Age, they have those cheaper heavy horse archers, and they're a very powerful unit there. Just in the Bronze Age, they're a little bit of a have a little bit of a dip there. Hello, Odin. Yeah, hopefully you don't say anything too outrageous in the chat, Vertex. Yes, just storage pit going up for KT, and yeah, unfortunately we can't sort of see when they're aging up on the bar at the top here in team games. So we kind of have to get a little bit of a look at. I think I can pop the resources up there as well. I'll probably get rid of these later on, but it's just going to give me an indication of when people have resources to go up to the Tool Age and Bronze Age on this map in particular. As I suspect most of the players will just play for the fast bronze. You can see all the players on 21 pop at the moment. A little bit of extra idle time for Vertex's side, possibly from Bongo there, you'd expect, with Vertex being on the Lac-Viat, having those extra berries, much less likely to have that early idle time. Yes, the other thing, going up, I guess most of the players are probably clicked at this point. Well, actually, no, looks like Bongo getting a little bit greedier on the villager front. Maybe KT. What I was going to say is KT does have a 10% handicap on, just because obviously the rest of the players in this series are sort of Centurion level players from our Rise of the Ancients divisions, and all the Legion players were given a 10% handicap. And also, when these teams faced each other earlier in the tournament, I think it was actually pretty one-sided in terms of the game score, at least, in favour of KT and Saymyname. But KT did have a 15% handicap then. We were sort of trying to figure out what a good handicap value was. I think 10's a little bit more fair, 15's pretty ridiculous. But yeah, handicap's going to be especially powerful on the closed maps, just because you're more likely, basically what the handicap does. Oh, actually a little bit of early aggression here from Vertex that I hadn't actually noticed. So I'll hold that thought for a moment. Axe upgrade already coming in. Usually you'll want to get the slingers, so I'm actually going to close this down. Yeah, okay, he's already going for slingers as well. I imagine, let me just double check, yeah, Saymyname and KT just going straight for the Bronze Age, probably Bongo as well, not quite in the Tool Age yet. So Bongo going a little bit extra greedy in the early phase of the game. Saymyname putting a stable and a market up. Just obviously, so he's got those two buildings to click bronze, and up he goes. There's a lot of villagers going over to gold here. So maybe, what's the unit of choice going to be? Obviously Carthaginians don't get the Chariot Archer, which is the usual go-to unit on the Citadels. He's going to bronze. Yeah, I think Vertex kind of realising that he's probably not going to be able to get enough damage done in time here. Nice. Double barracks and an archer range. He'll probably will be able to crack through the gate here, but I think by that time, yeah, Bronze Age nearly halfway done. Bongo just getting in the wood attack, which people normally get that on the way up to Bronze Age. Well, I haven't seen that on the left side here. I don't know if I just missed that. Maybe Saymyname. A little bit. Just making sure it's all sealed up, so he's not focusing on getting his techs in at the moment. But yeah, obviously a lot of idle time, well, not idle, but time off gathering resources from these villagers. So this is sort of doing some eco damage in a way. And obviously, Saymyname, sorry, is going to have to build up something behind this. He's probably going to need more than just a single stable at this point. He's gathering a lot of stone to put into the towers. Towers not too great against slingers, as the slingers do a little bit bonus damage, and they have that pierce armor to resist the damage there. But yeah, Saymyname, you can see, he's just completely clogged this up, and a couple of cavalry units are coming out. I think I'd like to see another stable come down from Saymyname just so he can get that production going a bit faster. He is spending a lot of his wood trying to get his farm eco set up for the time being, as the rest of the players have hit Bronze Age, and you can see improved bow and probably soon to be composite bow already coming in from Bongo at the background there. He's already got 3 archery ranges set up, so KT's going to need to have some sort of response. Again, the Yamato, I mean, they do get the cheaper cavalry units, but cavalry don't tend to be... I mean, they're still a good unit, obviously, but they're not like the ruling unit of the Bronze Age on Citadels, just because the wars kind of limit their maneuverability a little bit. In 2v2s it is a little bit different though. But yeah, Bongo well on the way to getting those composite bowmen massed up. And yeah, it's just both players going for cavalry at the moment. And is Vertex even going to consider going to the Bronze Age? He's nowhere near in terms of food. Good group of cavalry from Katie coming in. Should be able to do a good amount of damage here. The axes still do their bonus damage to the cavalry, so they do have to be a little bit careful there. So it might be a good idea to try and just focus down the axes for the time being. But you can see quite a lot of damage done by those Tool Age units, and actually a little blob of the units are going to survive for the time being, and that stable did go down for Saymyname. I don't think he's built another one yet. So yeah, he's not making any military units. So yeah, like this push, not done. Oh no, it actually has got a couple of eco kills in. I was going to say not done much actual eco damage, but it has done a small amount. But it's definitely put Saymyname behind quite a bit. Meanwhile, the comp is massing already at 9. Alright, unrestricted. But yeah, 7 cavalry on the field for KT. He's now getting the wheel in as well, and that metal working in for the +4 attack. No armor upgrades on the cavalry. Obviously, that doesn't help you against the ranged units. It only gives you that melee armor. Woodworking only just coming in now for Saymyname. Like I said, I didn't think I had seen that coming earlier. And yeah, Vertex is on the way up to bronze now. Thankfully, he's Vertex helping me out here in the chat. But yeah, Saymyname definitely on the back foot here. I mean, he's matching Bongo for villagers actually, which is actually a little bit surprising since Bongo's been completely untouched. I guess he's been focusing just getting the composite bowman numbers out. But yeah, KT, like I said, that +4 attack on those cavalry now, and he should be able to shut this down if he can find those composite bowmen. Cavalry don't have the best line of sight, makes it a little bit difficult to find those targets, but he has managed to do it, and he should be able to sweep. I mean, if he actually attacks, there we go. A little bit of miscoordination there. I think maybe Katie not quite looking at what he was doing at that precise moment. But yeah, he should be able to sweep this fight up. +4 armor is in for the composite bowmen, but there just aren't enough of them. So that's quite a nice attack by Katie to thin those compy numbers down. But another bit of an attack coming into the walls here. So yeah, 10 and stone throwers coming out for Saymyname now. Yeah, Vertex hasn't got any units just. I guess he was waiting for the Bronze Age. So that does make sense. And I suspect we'll see just chariot archers coming out. Yeah, a couple more archery rangers coming down. He still has the couple he has forward, but the stone throwers going to deal with that fairly quickly. Siege workshop coming down forward for Bongo here. So Katie and Saymyname are going to need to do something sharpish to try and thin these numbers down. 3 stables pumping the cavalry at the moment. Like I said, he does have the stone throwers. He has currently left his gate a bit open, which wants to make sure he doesn't let a few units slip in there. Some short swords actually coming out for Vertex, interestingly. Maybe, I guess, just because he has that barracks and no real investment there, just trying to be a little bit of an annoyance. Probably won't get the broadsword taken, I wouldn't have assumed. Maybe just a little bit of a distraction. And extra TCs have gone up. Bongo's still on the 1 TC. He's just going all in push, and actually has broken through the wall now. Stone throwers helped him out there. And There's 20 cavalry, or 19 in this. It says he's got 20. I don't know where the last one's down there. 26 composite bowmen though, and KT maybe should have considered getting a stone throw of his own, but it's hard to tell if KT can take this fight here. Obviously, Bongo can just try and kite this out with the numbers he has now, but KT's going to be forced to take an engage eventually. That stone throw is going to get caught out. But yeah, the mass of compies and actually hoplites being built up behind as well now. Saymyname's now adding a couple more cavalry units in. But yeah, the hoplites are going to make this difficult now for KT. When you've got hoplites in your base, you've got to. That's when you start need to start coming up with answers. Excuse me. He's going to go for the engage now. Bongo pulling back. He's going to get a bit of a wraparound. A few hoplites, like I said, are going to make this a little bit tricky. KT should be able to get a decent amount of damage in here. But yeah, again, those hoplites, they just have so much base damage. Just chewing away in the cavalry there. And yeah, there's Chariot Archer mass for Vertex built up now. Saymyname only has the 1-2 cavalry units out. But let's go back to the fight up here. These hoplites acting out as a solid front line for Bongo. Saymyname, sorry, KT is going to be forced to do something. Maybe waited a little bit too long to try and engage. He's getting a lot of his units distracted. A few of the bows are going down. I think more of the cavalry, definitely more value of cavalry. And this is starting to look like Bongo's probably gonna push KT out of the game here. Where the Chariot Archers coming forward now as well to KT's base. And yeah, KT just doesn't really have anything to deal with these hoplites here. But yeah, maybe KT should have gone for Compy himself. They do get the Yamato does get those upgrades cheaper, and then so it's always nice to have like one player playing melee units, one player playing ranged, just so you have an answer. But yeah, the hoplites just pushing through now. The Minoan hoplites not exceptional by any means, but the unit itself is just very powerful once it gets in on your opponent's face. And these towers, I don't think, really going to be able to do much. And the last of the cavalry flees the scene. Chariot Archers focusing on Saymyname now. Saymyname is trying to get his own Carthaginian hoplites out, which are a very strong unit. But I think potentially it's a little bit too far on the back foot here. And you can see the score dropping away. Excuse me, for KT now. And there's not really anything that's going to stop this big blob of compies. KT trying to run his villagers away. But I think a whole bunch of them are just going to get taken down here. And that's, yeah, GG's being called by KT. And there we go. 1-0 to Bongo and Vertex. So yeah, good. Like I said, he didn't get a huge amount of damage done, did Vertex, but like there was enough pressure from that push that Saymyname got forced on the back foot and never really took advantage. Yeah, even though he got to Bronze Age in a fairly good time, he couldn't really utilise that in any great way. And then yeah, Bongo just behind that. The Minoans do have that bonus of the faster working farms and just the strong compies, the extra +1 range they have in the Bronze Age. And like I said, KT only with the cavalry, which in theory is a good unit up against the composite bowmen if you can keep those numbers low, but that extra addition of the hoplites just made the fights a little bit too difficult for KT there. Just couldn't match with the numbers. And yeah, Bongo just all in on the 1 TC. Composite bowman quite slow to tech into, but they are a very cheap unit to spam once you have that all up and running. Only 40 food and 20 gold. And yeah, in the end, a fairly convincing game for Bongo and Vertex. Never really looked like they were under any pressure. And 1-0 to them in the series. So, straight on to game 2, I guess. No need to hang around. Looks like the next map is going to be Sahara. Like I said, these maps came at random. Hopefully the burning bug sorts itself out. Looks like it did. And in we go to game 2. Ooh, okay. So Vertex, who has chosen to play as, well, grey. Whitish sort of grey colour, yeah. This time. He's going to be on the Shang, who used to have the ridiculously strong team bonus of the TC giving +5 pop, so basically just gave all your allies a free house at the start of the game as well as yourself. Obviously, in the community patch, we've nerfed them down a bit, so that's not as big of a thing. But Shang, obviously, just a very strong civ with their cheaper villagers. Bongo on the Egyptians, so not particularly, well, yeah, people in 1v1 games, Egyptian's not much of a Sahara civ with how open the map is, but if sometimes you can wall yourself up, and actually looks like Bongo has a fairly wallable base with his tree lines here. You can get yourself up to that Bronze Age. Egyptian's very strong civ that. Saymyname on the Yamato, so it was KT on the Yamato last time, Saymyname this time, and again they just have that very, very strong team bonus of the cheaper archer rangers and stables, and Yamato just a very good civ on this map as well with the cheaper scouts. And Sumerians for KT, again slightly slower civilization, just because their eco bonuses sort of take quite a while to kick in and do much, and yeah, we'll see if KT can utilise the Sumerians here at all. I think sort of fairly balanced civilizations for both teams. They sort of have one sort of quite strong civ and then one slightly weaker civ on this map. So we'll see how this pans out. Saymyname had 6 beers before this match, and we should read this. I mean, he did say, because he asked to delay the match slightly so that he could watch some of the Vietnamese football. So, mistake from KT not to rush Minoan. Yeah, well, like I said, Minoans just have a very strong composite bowman and their farming bonus in the Bronze Age. Makes them tough to deal with once they get massed up. Like I said, you kind of need stone throwers to deal with the massive bowman, but then you KT needed an answer to the hot plights as well, which he just didn't have ready. So I'm just sort of like clicking randomly around the map. I'm not really focusing too much. I was just looking at the chat. But yeah, players just sort of getting in their hunt. There are elephants in the middle of this map. You can see there's quite a lot of them here actually. 8 just chilling out on the map there. But players don't that often go for the central elephants on this map just because you spawn quite far away from the centre. On the Sahara you tend to spawn quite near to the edge of the map, so it's just quite a long way to go with a villager to go all the way to the centre and bring them back again. So normally players will just look for their nearby elephants for their own. I just said why, he was watching the big footy game. But yep, looks like KT already up to Tool. There's quite a few idle villagers for Vertex there. And he's queued up Tool behind that 22nd villager. That, took a bit of damage from that elephant there, needs to be a little bit careful. But Yeah, 22 vils for Vertex, so possibly trying to go for a fast bronze. Tool Age coming in for everybody else. Yeah, storage pit just down the wood line there. Just trying to push in the last of his Gazelle. But yeah, I'm interested to see what the game plan is. Croc aggro here. Got one hit on the villager, but Saymyname going forward with 3, maybe 2. Is this villager going back home? 2 villagers forward. Bongo just putting a barracks down now. It's a little bit late from Bongo there. Normally you want to build the barracks on the way up, so you can have that ready to either just put out an instant stable archer range. Looks like Vertex. Oh, it's blended in with the map there, the grey. So actually, forward barracks already down. Katie, no. I just have a couple of clubbers actually. Market is going to get denied for the time being. Archery range is down though. Second archery range. So should be able to hold for the time being. Let's have a look what's going on this side. And Saymyname going for scouts here. That's a good plan, but like I said, Bongo is recognised that he's got a fairly wallable map. Yeah, I think that is closed off. And obviously it's open around this side, but Saymyname is going to have to notice that and hopefully go around if he wants to get any damage done. And AXA upgrade in. Katie potentially... Oh no, you should be able to clear this up actually, yeah. Vertex not paying attention in this particular moment. And... okay, so that was interesting, because Vertex, like I said, was a little bit slow to clicking up. Added an extra couple of villagers, but is still playing for the Tool Age. Potentially we've just gone for a more standard 20 vils. That attack could have been a little more effective, but maybe, yeah, maybe this gives Katie the chance to just set himself up and like say you can see his score up there at the moment. Slingers are on the field. I'm closed. Yeah, fully walled up now. Help with that water there. Be kind of funny if Saymyname tried to dock that and like cross over that way. But yeah, like I said, Bongo, fairly easy to wall map. Sahara, you don't like. Sometimes you do get like quite wide open spaces on the side of your base, but occasionally you do get a bit of a lucky spawn where you can close it off. Scouts are going to try and have a look at Vertex now. No needlework in for Vertex, so going to get some damage in. Villagers can fight back against a handful of scouts, especially if they have that needlework in, which Vertex does not, so he's going to lose a few villagers probably here. There goes the first one, but yeah, trying to bone back now. Axe's coming back as well to try and help out. Another villager goes down. Saymyname spots the incoming axes and is quick to react there. And yeah, just another couple of scouts being tricky. Another villager goes down, so good damage done by Saymyname on Vertex here. And yeah, she's got the archery range trying to build bowman on Bongo's face as well. Yeah, another couple of villagers gonna go. Needlework is in now, so that extra HP and that +1 damage makes those villagers much more effective at just defending themselves. But yeah, scouts can very easily pick off the odd unit here and there with their excellent speed. Actually gets in a little bit of a whack there. I think KT looks like, yeah, he's stabilised pretty well here. So yeah, Saymyname and KT looking in a pretty solid position, but this is what I wanted to check. Bronze Age is coming in for Bongo. And it looks like Saymyname is building up a bit of food. You can see he's on 21 vils gathering food at the moment. But both players going to be a little bit of a ways behind to getting to the Bronze Age. Saymyname, I thought maybe he was in there, but I thought maybe Overchop. I think it is still closed. And Scout's just trying to chip away at the archery range here. Bronze Age already in. The Bongo coming out as well. So it's just going to be Chariot Archer. Don't see a stable. So I think it's just going to be waiting for that wheel to come in. And Chariot Archer's going to be the order of the day. And yeah, archery range coming up behind this archery range here should ensure that Saymyname doesn't get in. It's always a little bit tricky with the elevation, but I think that is closed. One villager does get picked off by the bowman. Wouldn't be surprised if a couple more go down. But yeah, wheel is going to be in before Saymyname manages to crack the base. It looks like a little push forward from Katie here now. I don't think either of the players have clicked up to bronze. No, they're still just gathering up that food. And now it's just how many Egyptian chariot archers hit the field versus how much damage can maybe KT get done here. I think Vertex has got plenty of bowmen here. He should be able to hold this. Unless the axes get in on the wood line, that is one villager going to get caught or not. KT decides to take mercy. Or give mercy, I should say. And yeah, I think these axes are probably just going to get picked off by the bows now. KT's sort of not really focused in one particular area. Spread himself a little bit thin. Maybe he gets that one villager there. Is he going to get it? There we go, he did get one villager. And he's going to lose all the axes in the process. And a counter-attack coming out from Vertex in the meantime. Villager goes down there. It's pretty chaotic back and forth game. Saymyname still trying to find holes in the wall. But yeah, the chariot archers out. 6 of them at the moment. Bronze Age is coming in for KT and Saymyname now. Some more fighting going on with the tool units. And there are quite a few kills that time, although kind of hard to tell which ones are bowmans and which ones are the villagers. They both run around with their tops off, so it's sometimes hard to tell. But yeah, KT forced a little bit on defensive. I don't know if bringing these vills out was the correct thing to do. Another couple of villagers go down. Slinger ready there now though. And Bronze Age going to be in for Saymyname, but yeah, he's forced to garrison all his vills in the TC. And stable forward, but I don't think, other than this barracks, he doesn't have any military units, buildings at home. Watchtower going up back here. Again, I think Saymyname needs a stable or 2 at home, so he can actually start pumping the cavalry. Kind of relying on that tower for the time being, but towers can only fit 5 vills in. One goes down there. Saymyname, I don't know where he's trying to run with these vills. I think this is basically suicide. All these villagers going to bite the dust here. Maybe a little bit clumsy by Saymyname after he did manage to get quite some good damage. I guess maybe, yeah, he got focused trying to do another little attack on Vertex here. I think Vertex has still enough units to defend himself. Again, Vertex going for the long tool age play, but doing enough to help put his team ahead. And yeah, Chariot Archer's just running around now. How many vills left? Only 22 vills for Saymyname, and it's only 28 left for KT. He lost a handful here and there. And some camels are coming out for KT, but he's going to be in trouble on the top side of his base here with all these chariots coming in. +2 armor and doesn't have the +4, but there's not much of an army to push him back. This camel seems to be on defensive stance, or I guess maybe just can't see the opponent there. Camels don't have a very long line of sight, I should say. Defensive towers up, but I don't think much is going to be done about this. I've got a feeling we're pretty close. Villagers boning down the camels there. This may be pretty close to KT and Saymyname tapping out, and Bongo and Vertex going 2-0 up. Yeah, maybe I don't know, Saymyname, yeah, just 11 vills still idle in the TC. Half his economy population just idle. And Vertex is going to the Bronze Age now. He's got a million villagers queued up behind it. Maybe cancel a couple of those just to free up a bit of food. I mean, it's a reasonable number of camels now. And Vertex is down to 11 villagers, actually. So a decent amount of damage was done there by Saymyname and KT combined. But I think Bongo is just kind of too far ahead now. Yeah, 45 villas. Still in 1 TC, surprisingly. I guess, again, it's kind of similar to last game. He just got to the Bronze Age and he's just pumping his unit of choice, this time the Chariot Archer. Up to 29 at the moment. And I like even with 1 TC, he's massively far ahead on eco compared to everyone else. Nobility as well coming in for an extra little bit of HP on those already very tanky Egyptian Chariot Archers. And GG's called. And like I said, it kind of felt like that was pretty much over from the moment those Chariot Archers came in. Well, to be honest, onto Saymyname's base, really. Saymyname just didn't really have any way of defending himself. But then obviously Bongo was able to sweep around and put the nail in the coffin for KT as well. So some good early pressure from Saymyname in that game, and KT did well to defend against Vertex, although again Vertex was a little bit slow going up to the Tool Age, so I don't know if potentially if Vertex clicked a little bit earlier, didn't make those extra 2 villages, maybe he could have got more damage in on KT. That we'll never know. But yeah, Saymyname, like I said, got some good damage on Vertex there, but just couldn't really stop Bongo from just going up to the Bronze Age there. And as I said at the start of the game, just Egyptians just very strong in that phase of the game. So 2-0 lead, and we'll see if Saymyname and KT can bring it back at all in game 3. Looks like the map was inland for this one, so it'll be interesting to see what the civilizations that they got were. And higher Virus lands. And looks like I need to show you guys capture age so you can see. So quite an interesting spawn once again for inland. They're always a little bit weird. But this time Bongo is kind of his own little island in the corner of the map here. You can see this sort of river going through here. All the other players on a big island, and often you get these like little pockets of pools, but this time we've actually got sort of like an outer ocean that's completely linked together. So yeah, Bongo will be able to take advantage of his own personal couple of pools. Saymyname does have a couple of his own as well, but Vertex, like I say, a little bit far away from the outer water, but I guess is quite near to the inner sort of like river here. KT does have access to that outer water as well. But so civ-wise, Phoenicians and Shang for KT and Saymyname. That seems pretty good to me. Phoenicians is one of my favourite civs. I just like pretty good all-round civ. Nice eco bonus. And the Shang, just a very strong civ with those cheaper villagers, as I've said many times before. Villagers going a little bit of scouting. Vertex is on the Samirans, so those appearing again on the opposite side this time. And finally we're rounding out with the Lakviat. They don't really have any bonuses to help particularly. Actually, does the military bonus? I guess the military bonus probably still applies to scout ships. I'm not actually 100% certain about that, but I feel like it probably should apply, as that is a military unit. So I guess just getting those scout ships out on the field, the Lakviat bonus should still help there. Though, with how this map has kind of spawned, maybe it won't be too much of a focus for the water. Though it is quite usual that people will put docks down just to take advantage of the fishing. Just have a look at the rest of the spawn on the map a little bit. There's Gazelle just getting pushed in there. There's quite a lot of gold in the centre of the map. We'll see if that becomes relevant if the game does go that long. Feels like we've seen the sort of both games so far go to the Bronze Age, but the games have kind of been decided fairly early in the Bronze Age. Both of them so far. So it'll be interesting to see if we do get a more extended game that maybe reaches the Iron Age. Vertex just killing off those Gazelle next to his wood line there. I think that's going to be a little bit awkward to get those Gazelle there. Yeah, unfortunately that dead one there has kind of trapped the other two in. It's going to be a little bit awkward to gather from those, and so you won't be able to get like a surround with the villagers, but there'll be just a small amount of loss to decay there. It won't be a huge deal. Yeah, you can see another Gazelle there, unfortunately a little bit far away from the TC for Saymyname. It's always a little bit awkward with the Gazelle. Saymyname has a pretty defendable area for his base. You can see it's quite nice sort of natural wall here for his wood line here, and gold in the stone could be quite easy to plug this up and just use this pool. I don't know if there's a huge amount of fish in there, but there's enough to get you by. And looks like there we go, a dot coming up for Vertex. I think that's the first one, unless that's... oh, okay, never mind. KT already had one out on the water. Phoenicians was that faster wood bonus. I guess utilising that there to help them get that dock out nice and early. Tool Ages coming in for KT. A little bit slower for Vertex. Yeah, Vertex again a little bit behind on going up. Again, he's gone for those 22 villagers. It's interesting to see. KT again is the player opposite him, but yeah, it would have been interesting because yeah, again, Saymyname is going forward. So if the players were, the matchups would have reversed, if this would have gone awry for Vertex, being a little bit slower up if Saymyname was his opponent on the map, because KT has mostly played quite defensive in the early game so far. You can see here Bongo's snuck in the back here. It says Saymyname. I mean, that's quite a nice watchtower defending the wood line and the leftover berries. Dock's going to go up on the slightly smaller of the two pools, which is somewhat interesting. But like I said, what could have been a potentially easier defense of the base. Okay, Scout is in. Hold that thought for now. Scout no armor in. That's why those villagers were able to do a lot of damage back there. Villagers coming forward as well. These are Shang villagers, so they don't have any bonus like the Sumerians do for their villagers. And a couple of these, yeah, both these villagers are going to go down. So I don't know if this attack was really worth it, throwing those two villagers away. A little bit suspect from Saymyname there. Just got himself set up on the water, which it looks like all the players will have done here. KT is quite nicely walled in himself. Villager might be able to get picked off here by the Scout, and that would even things out. Was Bongo just trying to wall that Scout in there? Was that what? I don't know. He's just trying to wall to finish his base. I saw there was like the little wall there, but I guess it was just because the Scout got in. But yeah, house walls. Ooh, I thought there was a gap there for a second, not quite. Maybe we see small walls coming behind that just to shore that up. Like I said, Community Patch did buff the HP of houses, so a little bit more durable. But you still kind of want to get those small walls in behind just to be sure. And actually, KT does have a little bit of a forward push now. It's just a single clubber down there, blending in with the gold on the minimap there. And yeah, just a handful of units forward for KT. Looks like Vertex is basically full walled though. Not quite, but basically. So some choice words from Vertex. I'm not exactly sure that was a NATO. Fat. I didn't see the rest of that conversation. But is he on the way to the... Ooh, okay, for some reason we don't have Conquest Victory on. A common mistake, unfortunately. But I'm sure Ruin's victory won't be how this game ends. But yeah, still a little bit of a push coming forward. Slinger trying to hold the position. Not going to be able to do too much against this number of bowmen. Axe upgrade's still not actually in for KT. Maybe he's trying to not overly commit to the push on the land. He's actually a little bit housed by the looks of it now, as there's nothing in queue here. And yeah, still plonking away at the barracks. Scouts trying to get some damage in. Bows coming forward to try and deny the villagers behind. They are going to be able to get this archery range up. Villager does go down, but has arguably done its job of buying time. Another villager goes down though, so this is actually pretty nice damage. Maybe Vertex a little bit, Bongo a little bit sloppy, trying to commit to finishing that archery range before villagers go down. And fishing ships are a little bit exposed here, so KT could... He's not actually seen the dock, it's literally 1 pixel off it. Actually, I was going to say no players going for scout ship, but that's literally the first scout ship coming out for Vertex now. It's actually on the inner water. Have they seen... I guess they've not seen kind of where all this water goes just yet. There's a little axe push here that I hadn't noticed. Quite a bit of damage done for villagers killed by those axes there. Saymyname somehow, you know, looks like he tried to house wall there. Didn't quite. In fact, I'm gonna hop back a little bit because I'm just interested to see how that happened. Oh yeah, the push from behind there finally happened there from Bongo. And yeah, Saymyname not quite quick enough to get the house up. And yeah, good bit of damage done by the axes there. Bowman should clear this up fairly easily, especially with the assistance of the watchtower. But yeah, 10 eco kills to 7 in favour of Saymyname and KT at the moment. You can see literally just a single eco unit. This includes fishing boats though. This is a little bit different. KT gets to the Bronze Age first though. With all the action going on, Slingers should easily be able to take that fight, especially with the high ground advantage. Saymyname still trying to push through. Actually will break through the wall here, but then another wall has been built right after it. And maybe a little bit too much stone, but has enough stone for another tower if he wishes. Actually looks like it has a research tower. Oh no, there we go. Village just came in there. So maybe a defensive tower may go up. There we go. And that should put an end to this push. I would have thought that villager should be able to just pull back and be fine. Let's have a look here. And a push coming in from the Slingers from Vertex. I'm going to have a quick look. Yeah, Bronze Age is coming in for Vertex. No, not for Bongo though. Nowhere near on food. And Saymyname is also on the way up as well. So yeah, Bongo a little bit behind on the play. He's got a lot of fishing boats though, so should be able to get the resources he needs to click up fairly soon as the gate, the gate does go down. A few cavalry units already on the field though, and I think KT shouldn't be scared about this. I think she should just run straight in here and just clear this all up. Slingers do very little damage to the cavalry here. Cavalry with 1 base pierce armor, so the Slingers only do 2 damage a shot. Takes 75 shots to take one off. Go KT, go, run free. Again, cavalry have a very limited line of sight, so it's sometimes very difficult to get those good trades in. Another dock coming up. Is that Saymyname dock? I think it is. Trying to get something up on the pool there. Actually, the tower did hold here, but Saymyname persisted on trying to push through this side. Wall goes in around the back. Vertex hits the Bronze Age now himself, and I suspect we will see a few camels being added in since his opponent's already going for cavalry. Though that said, I don't see any stables. unless my eyes deceive me. It's just a whole bunch of barracks on a single archer range. War galley upgrade already in for KT is going to let him get control of the water here. So KT in a very strong position here. You can see that eco number still very close, but small advantage for KT and Saymyname. A Phoenician extra wood bonus should be coming in quite nice here. And I think this is a mistake from, I mean, I guess he's probably going to break the wall. Okay. It's literally just open. Oh dear me. Anyway, he gets in, and there should be a clear up of the tool. I was like focusing. Yeah, I don't know what to say about that. Why is it still open? I guess that village is holding it open. That's very strange. It's gonna let that one villager off as well. This is fantastic. Oh dear me. But yep, KT pushing in with the cavalry now. It does take down the barracks, but quick walls are going to stop the cavalry from getting in. KT... Oh! Okay. Vertex doesn't lock the gate and just lets the cavalry come in. Bronze Age is in for Bongo now. Saymyname still trying to push away at this side here. But it looks like he broke through the wall here as well. And in fact, there's a whole... Oh no, he did delete. Did he delete? Yeah, he deleted a wall there. The wheel is in. So those pesky villagers can run pretty fast now. But this is starting to look a bit like KT and Saymyname might be on the verge of pulling a game back here. You can see already a good number of chariot archers on the field for Saymyname as well. And yeah, first camel riders coming in for Vertex now. I still can't see, where is the stable? Oh, it's there, there's one there. There must be someone on somewhere else as well. Okay, it's there. It's blending in with the architecture. Camel goes down. Tool age upgrades only just coming in. So those camels were missing quite a few upgrades. And it looks like Vertex did wall back up again, although he's unfortunately trapped a villager out there. But KT going to be able to get some good damage done now, and yeah, you can see now the eco advantage has kind of exploded in the favour of KT, Saymyname. And war galleys still pushing forward on the water for KT as well. There's still some plinking. Okay, it's just these remaining buildings left. There's not much going on this side. And yeah, Saymyname did take control of that pool eventually. So again, 5 camels are on the field. KT doesn't have any of the armor upgrades in, so that's a little bit of a mistake there. So yeah, the cavalry will get cleared up now. But arguably, the damage has been done. Yeah, you can see double the eco count at this point. But yeah, this is kind of a bit of a weird situation here, because we've got the walls, but then Saymyname's just sort of chilling on this pool here with his villager in the corner. I guess that's technically outside the main walls. And KT, not exactly sure why we're walling this section here, but he's walling off a section of the map. I'm not sure actually what the idea is there. Switching into camels of his own for a bit of camel versus camel combat. Still missing the armor techs is KT. So yeah, especially the tool age one, very cheap upgrade at this point. So quite a big mistake to not. Yeah, he's floating a lot of resources as well. So is KT maybe thinking of going to the Iron Age? Maybe he's already clicked it. Just having a quick scan of the TCs. Doesn't appear to be the case. Maybe he doesn't have. I mean, he has government centre. Maybe he still doesn't have the second building and needs to start aging up. And it's a little bit of a raid going on from Bongo at the back here. May get some damage in. One villager does go down. But yeah, Saymyname, where is Saymayname's army? Let's bring it back here. Where are the cavalry? I mean, okay, finally the +2 armor's coming in for KT. But Bongo has kind of more of an army than Saymyname does, it feels like at this point. So yeah, Saymyname kind of feels like he's not done too much since he hit the Bronze Age. May lose a few villagers on the wood line here. Like I've said before, though, the wheel upgrade makes it a little bit tricky. Heavy plough coming, or just plough, heavy ploughs over on prize 2 jump. KT going for the tried and true. Push forward with the vills and build towers. He doesn't actually have needlework for his vills. Possibly a small mistake there. And yeah, the war galleys destroying all the ships on the shoreline. So it's not done and dusted, but again, KT and Saymyname should have an immense advantage here. But yeah, Bongo doing what he can. There's all the upgrades in. Saymyname now getting mobility in. And Bongo just chilling on the high ground here. He's going to be able to do a lot of damage. And now you can see the pump starting to happen from Saymyname though. And, it's going to be a bit of a bloodbath on the hill here. But yeah, like I said, I think Saymyname going to lose quite a few units, but he just has so much eco behind this. Not really sure it matters. KT does finally hit the Iron Age. So first time we've seen the Iron Age in this series. He's going into the Phalangite straight away as his unit of choice. Aristocracy and all the tool pit upgrades coming in fairly quickly this time. And where is the push going to happen? Here we go, in the centre of the map. 12 academies already down on the field. Saymyname still just trying to hold bay. He's lost quite a lot of his villagers there. Still good at a pretty good mass of chariot archers from Bongo here, sorry. Vertex is trying to build up a bit of an army of his own. He's got a couple of priests. He's going to do quite nicely against the hoplites and a stone thrower. Yeah, it's just this choke here is going to make pushing a little bit difficult. I think probably putting a tower here. I mean, I guess it's on the high ground. Guard tower is coming in now, but Vertex has stone throwers, so he should be pretty easily able to focus that tower down. Although, actually, few Phalangite did sneak through, managed to take one down. In fact, yeah, he's managed to snipe both of those stone throwers there. So actually pretty nicely done by KT. Yeah, Bongo's still all over Saymyname here. Saymyname not making... I mean, he's making camels here. I don't know if he's going to be able to get enough units out on the field. Doesn't have the +4 attack in. And again, we still have a very large eco lead. I mean, yeah, Bongo is still only on 35 vills. But... I mean, okay, it feels okay. It looks like the tides are starting to turn a bit here now. The camels sort of just chewing away. Chariot archers providing supporting fire. Yeah, Bongo managing to do probably a lot more damage than he should have been able to do that. A whole lot of villagers being taken down at the back. Iron Age is in for Vertex now. Horse Archer is going to be the response. Makes sense against the Phalangite. Is he going to be able to get enough numbers down on the field though? Guard towers coming forward. I think KT needs some actual siege really. I mean, he does have Phalangite, obviously they're pretty good at punching holes in things. But some actual siege would be quite nice. Where are you going, KT? He's trying to go retreat back out the gate. It's going to get a Phalangite converted there. Centurion upgrade is coming in as well. Iron shield for that extra pierce armor. Catapult for Vertex though. Vertex looking in an okay position to hold for the time being. But on this side, I've got a feeling the lack of eco for Bongo is going to start hurting him. Yeah, he's got a decent amount of gold left in the bank, and he still has a decent amount of chariots on the field, but is a bit anemic on the eco front. Finally, that last building goes. Oh no, sorry, there's still the barracks there. But yeah, Katie's still trying to push forward. Priests being a bit of a nuisance for him. Alchemy coming in to give that +1 attack on the horse archer. It's only 13 that got built in the end. What would Vertex's resources look like? Doesn't have any gold left. There is some more gold on the centre there. And you obviously can trade with your... it's actually some more gold there. And it's long haul in that gold to the TC. So maybe a new pit needs to be built there. But yeah, the Centurions trying to push through, and there's a good number of them now. And I don't think, I mean, 16 horse archers, pretty good damage. Tower shield coming in now though. Can Vertex hold the position? Saymyname finally going back on the offensive. Bongo on the high ground here. But I think with these camels in the middle, I think you just need to send the camels in. I think Saymyname is slightly over microing. Bongo wasn't actually attacking for a long time there though. So I think actually, I mean, he's still got high ground. It's pretty even. Saymyname, I don't even know what to say about this. I feel like Saymyname could have played that a lot better. I think you just send the camels in, you could literally just like challenge the hill with numbers. That was a little bit weird. Like I said, I wasn't exactly sure what to say about that fight, as it just seemed a little bit strange to me. All the Iron Age upgrades coming in for Saymyname. Now he's hit that age as well. Bongo asking for GG. Yeah, Vertex complaining about his gold being right under the towers now. There is gold back here. Just chilling at the back. But yeah, I get, well, yeah, the triremes are right there. Well, literally right in front of my face, that's why I can't get that. But yeah, like I said, the spawn of the map made this a little bit awkward, possibly, for Bongo and Vertex. And I can see the chat popping off. Let's try and keep up with what was going on there. Yeah, it was a fairly even one in the end, but 2-1. So Katie and Saymyname do bring a game back. Like I said, Saymyname had some good early pressure, but his Bronze Age was a little bit questionable. And yeah, Katie just getting control in the water just kind of meant Vertex was getting a little bit undermined by that. And Katie's eco, with all the fish eco behind it, just able to get into that Iron Age. First, get all those upgrades in. And yeah, potentially Vertex's gold's not in the best places for him to keep hold of those. Hurt him in the long run. What am I trying to do? I'm trying to go back to replays. So, on to game 4. And we got some life in the series. And it's best of 7, obviously, so first to 4. So it would have been a little bit sad to see a clean sweep, but we are going to get some resistance from Katie and Saymyname. So yeah, we just might as well just jump straight into game 4. I didn't actually check what the map was this time, but we'll see as soon as we get in. And it is hill country for this one. The lesser seen brother of Highland. Quite similar map, but a bit more hilly. You probably could have guessed that from the title of the map. Often is the case that there's a few more wood lines as well on hill country, so you can get fairly easy to wall bases. So I'm having a look now, and they're not actually that tight to the players. There's like little bits of open areas. You can see actually sort of this big open space for KT. Could, like, I guess, yeah, you probably have to like wall between here. Ring of the Towbell Lab by KT. That must have been a misclick. But yeah, Civilizations. We got the Babylonians for the first time this series for KT. A little bit of a slower civilization. Get those cheaper market techs, but not too much in the early game other than that. Saymyname on the Phoenicians, so it's his turn to play the Phoenicians. And Vertex on the Macedonians. So, oh, in fact, yeah, Persians and Macedonians. First time for this series in Game 4. So yeah, Vertex on the Macedonians have that quite nice bonus of the extra line of sight on their melee units, which makes early exploration quite a lot better. And then the Persians with that extra hunting bonus. So, yeah, Ibex there. Maybe just puts... I mean, a little bit awkward to put the storage pit there with just how thin the wood line there is. Can't quite see that. But yeah, hopefully he finds his elephant as well, just to take advantage of that bonus there. And yeah, potentially Bongo could wall this up again. He just walls. Oh, actually he's gone to the centre of the map to claim some of the elephants there. That's smart of him. Obviously as a Persian that's a lot more important. Forward villager already out from Vertex. Again, maybe just trying to take advantage of that Macedonian bonus. I don't know if he is looking for elephants or what their game plan is. He's going to find one. Potentially two. Is he going to see that one? Is he just going to take... looks like he is going to loop around. I was going to say, is he just going to take that one back, but a little nice little circle there. Does take a one hit, but I think he should be okay as long as he remembers that villager in the back of his mind. But yeah, like I said, potentially Bongo can just wall here, and then the front of the base there, and maybe eventually like this bit at the back. I guess after I said that, that sounded like a lot more walling than I initially thought, so maybe not. We'll see how that goes. But yeah, villager. Ooh. Another villager coming forward, interestingly. And Vertex has gone 22 vil up in both these last two games. Which I'm not exactly sure what the reason for that was. But we'll see if he does it again in this game. Potentially spying out his opponent now. He does find some stone, and that's like the big stone with the 5 clump should give him an idea. And obviously the house, that's even more, maybe a little bit deep. Okay, manages to pull back in time. Obviously he saw that villager didn't see back just because slightly doesn't have the line of sight bonus. And yeah, Vertex once again is opposite KT. So I don't know if that's just... I don't know if you can manipulate it in 2v2. Maybe you can with fixed location. I don't know if fixed location is actually on or not in the settings. But obviously Vertex does know where his opponent is, and looks like Bongo's actually going to find Saymyname now. And okay, Saymyname, yeah, does spot that now. I was going to say I'm not sure if that granary spotted it, but then definitely spotted it that second time. So this barracks is going to get denied. Bongo a little bit close to the fire there. Yeah, so that barracks probably just going to have to be deleted and built at home. And a couple of clubbers out for both KT. KT actually first to the tool age. Looks like Vertex is, yeah, going up on 20 bills this time. And yeah, barracks got deleted, and it's probably just, yeah, going to be built at home. So that forward for Bongo, unfortunately, not going to work out for him. Persians, you do normally want to try and get some damage done in the early game. Interestingly, he's gone straight for the archery range. You do get the faster working stable as the Persians. So it's not too uncommon that people try to go for a bit of a scout rush with the Persians, especially as you should have that like extra food floating from the hunt bonus. Looks like Bongo is just going to try and close wall this and just play in the little pocket here. That is going to leave the rest of his berries exposed. That's 360 food kind of thrown out to rot, so to speak. And Saymyname going to go with quite a big forward, although I hadn't actually seen the Barracks in the back here on KT. Armor upgrade is in. Do we have needlework in? We do. So KT could just fight this. This is a little bit sloppy from KT. Didn't need to lose that villager there. But KT has gone for the big walls himself. It is actually open here at the back. And that villager is going to go down there. Let's have a look on the front this side. And there are still, I was going to say there's gazelle left, but I think they're actually not any. It's just the bodies rotting away there into the ground. And there's still 200 food left on the elephant to gather. Saymyname forced Bongo into a tough spot. He does have the berries there. Does he see the berries? Does not see the berries. Off by 1 tile. That's very unfortunate. Barracks going... sorry, not barracks. Market going up. Probably just try and get the woodworking upgrade in. But yeah, he does have 5 bows out in the field and a few slingers. I imagine... Okay, still has 400 food in the bank. Does pop out. Take down that unit as well. I think KT's probably going to be fine in his base now. Like I said, a little bit clumsy to lose that 1 villager, but otherwise it's held well. I think, yeah, it's still closed off. A little bit difficult to tell with the bamboo. 1 villager did get caught out there. So Saymyname still managing to get some damage in. Woodworking as well coming in for him, for the +1 range. And obviously the faster working woodworkers, or lumberjacks I should say. And the slinger goes down. In fact, I'm going to get rid of this so you can actually see the production. So Bowman, yeah, being built at the base for Vertex now. And 4 eco kills has given them a very small eco lead for KT and Saymyname. But not as well, in fact, it's got even again there now, so maybe just a very small amount ahead. Feels like it should maybe be a little bit further than that. See a big fight coming out here. Slingers should be able to do good work here, though. It's all just Bowman for Saymyname. So, yeah, Bongo feeling confident to push forward into that. And it's interesting that he stopped taking the engage there. I think he could have just kept pressing that. So they're just trying to sneak some stone in. Just keep that slinger production going. Maybe a villager going to get caught out. There we go. Some good damage on the wall's actually down there. So Vertex, I don't think he wants to push in. I think he's just trying to use his range advantage he has there. It's going to take a huge fight in his favour there. That clubman got walled out, left for dead. And the house doesn't quite go up, but the tower's going to prevent the push from coming in. KT going to just finish this off. Probably would be worth just killing off these houses as well. That's 12 pop space that would be gone. 75 woods worth of houses gone as well. Slinger still being annoying on the inside. Let's have a look at the resources again now. Everyone pretty much at the limit. I don't think anyone's clicked bronze. I think we're all in on tool age. Saymyname is still just massing bows here. The slinger numbers have dropped though. So it looks like it's actually going to work out in his favour. A couple of slingers should be able to do some damage, but Saymyname's swapping onto the villagers now. Needlework is in, but needlework's not really designed to make you survive against a big handful of bows there. But another push from Vertex as he breaks through the house there. And KT, not really any military to speak of himself. And all the villagers going to be forced into the back of the base. All those farms abandoned. That's a lot of wood, which hopefully we'll try and reclaim. Excuse me, at some point. Vertex right up in the base there, and KT going wandering. What's he trying to look for? What can we see here? I guess that's for the stone. Doesn't see the wood line. 3 slingers is all what KT's army consists of. Let's have a look back over here. Saymayname's still trying to be tricky. So it looks like Saymyname is currently, yeah, you can see Bongo only on 24 vils. So Saymyname doing a good job of pinning Bongo down, but Vertex equally kind of all over KT. KT is on 40 vils, but yeah, tower is going up. There's only so many villagers that can hide in there. In fact, he doesn't hide any. Just mining the stone. A few villagers, surely. Okay, he's got enough, I guess, to defend for the time being. I guess maybe Vertex just slightly lacking the number of military units to put the final blow in. This tower's just about holding. This is 32 villagers on stone. I don't think that's going to help too much in the long run. I guess you could... does he have a market? I was going to say you could sell that and buy other resources, but the exchange rate's not very good in Age of Empires 1, in Return of Rome. And again, Vertex not quite getting the damage done on the actual eco. And that's what's happening with Saymyname. Again, he's just picking off villager after villager over the wood line. This must be very annoying for Bongo, but like I said, he did sort of try to limit himself to this area of the map here. Didn't give himself much space to work with. He is sort of expanding now. He does see the berries now, so potentially could go out and try and claim them. Well, he does have quite a few farms set up at this point. And yeah, it's just, again, his bow's just going to be able to poke over. That's another villager gone. Do we see two? Bongo just probably needs to just pull these away. Does Bongo have any stone? Yeah, he has stone. He could potentially put a defensive tower down. Vertex a little bit distracted there. Maybe, yeah, just, yeah, I was going to say, yeah, focus, just give himself to Bronze Age. A little bit of a counter-attack from Saymyname. It's going to have to pick off a few villagers here, though. Scout should be able to clear this up. Yeah, there's literally no armor in for the bows as well, but I think it doesn't even matter at this point. That many villagers taken out, that's definitely good value, even if those bows do get cleared up. But yeah, cavalry are going to hit the field for Vertex, though. So even though his economy's been a little bit damaged, that Bronze Age definitely going to work in his favour. And again, that extra line of sight does apply to the cavalry, which is actually quite a nice bonus, because, yeah, like I've been saying in some of the other games in this series, those cavalry line of sight is not normally very large, quite easy to miss your opponent. Okay, actually another good push from Bongo onto Saymyname here. And Saymyname going to be a little bit of trouble, but it looks like they're kind of just trading off villager kills here and there. Though I think Bongo has a bit more of an army back at his base. It looks like Saymyname does have a couple of scouts there, but definitely not enough to deal with the push here. Is there any armor on the bows? I'm trying to click a single bow, but there is the +2 armor in. But yeah, I don't think either Saymyname or KT is anywhere near going to the Bronze Age. KT's actually reasonably close to clicking, but he's going to have to deal with the pressure of the Bronze Age cavalry on his base. No upgrades actually on those cavalry just yet, but they are going to pretty quickly deal with the Tool Age units there. And the bow is going to start, picking away at villagers like Saymyname has been doing. And still Saymyname trying to be annoying. Bit of an engage now. I think this isn't enough scouts for this to really work out for Saymyname. Oh, okay, he does have a couple more. They're both damaged though. And I think if Bongo wants to, he can just keep kiting this out. And in fact, yeah, he does so. Saymyname does get himself back on his resources. And he still has 15 bows, but most of them are hit. Going to be a few kills on the villagers here, though, on the berries. 2, 3, 4. Instantly evaporate. 5. So yeah, I think Saymyname and Bongo probably going to be trapped in the Tool Age for some time. And now it's just a question of how much damage can Vertex get on to KT. before that Bronze Age comes in. It's only the house defending now, so that's definitely going to go down. KT is trying to wall up in the backline. He needs to send more villagers if he wants to get this wall up, though. He needs to actually focus down the sections. You okay? Bongo says yes. I think Bongo has been doing a little bit better than Saymyname in the last sort of 5 minutes, though is still slightly behind on eco. And yeah, the cavalry are in. Bronze Age will come in though. Now for KT. And where are... do we have any stables for KT? He's just going for the wheel. Doesn't look like... because yeah, Babylonians do get the camel, if I'm not mistaken. So that would have been a nice response. It doesn't look like there are any stables out in the field. Could be wrong. But yeah, Saymyname still just being a nuisance. Bongo likewise. Looks like Vertex actually sent some cavalry over here. And yeah, a bunch of villagers just going to die here. Saymyname, possibly... I mean, it's a bit hard to tell. There's so many little blue dots. I mean, there's a few villagers there that have just been gathering berries, I guess, all that time. And yeah, they're going to crack the TC. There's only 2 vills in there. But yeah, only 20. Yeah, GG is called by Saymyname, and he just taps out. So yeah, those cavalry just... I guess Vertex kind of noticed that Katie was probably going to be able to hold the position, sends the cavalry over to Saymyname, and like I said, Saymyname didn't really have much in the way of defense at home. So once Bongo just about managed to stabilize that, he was able to get a bit of a counter punch in there, and Vertex never really under any pressure at home himself, and was able to pretty freely get up to the Bronze Age there. So 3-1 to Vertex and Bongo now. All right, Shangrat, how you doing, man? So, tournament point, potentially, if Bongo and Vertex can win this one, they'll win the whole shebang. See if Saymyname and KT can try and level it off a little bit more. It looks like the next map is going to be Coastal. So we are going to see that more of a water map. Sort of the most watery map. I was trying to think how to phrase that. The most watery map that we have in the map pool. Obviously, you still have the crossings between each of the players, or each of the islands, I should say. Vertex is just telling his teammate what map they're on. You can just check on like the objectives thing in game. But anyway, Bongo. Ooh dear. Okay, Bongo on the Assyrians, which, as we all know very well, not of my favourite civ. But Vertex has managed to luck into the Minoans on Coastal. Minoans still just clearly the best water civ in AoE1, and their team bonus of cheaper docks gonna help both players out here. KT on the orange this time. He's on the Romans. Their cheaper buildings can free up a little bit of extra wood to help out on water maps. But nowhere near as strong as a bonus as the Minoan bonus. And then Karth as well, their extra resources that start the game can help you get an early dock down. So not the worst civilizations ever, to be fair, for Saymyname and KT. Especially considering Bongo's the Assyrians, but yeah, just the power of the Minoans on these water maps is always just very difficult to contend with, especially once you get to the Bronze Age where the discount has increased. I think it's up to 25% at that point, discount on all your ships. And we'll see how much of a fight. I mean, potentially Saymyname could try to go for some sort of rush on the land. He does like to play quite aggressively. And Carthaginians are definitely one of the better civs in the game to try and do that. And this time Vertex is actually matched up against Saymyname. I feel like that's been the first time this series. I can't remember on Citadels which way they were matched up. Oh no, Vertex was against Saymyname that time, because I remember he went for the tool age push. So I guess second time this series, but first time where it's a more open map, I guess, is my point. And it doesn't look like... Okay, there we go. There's the first dot coming down for Vertex. But Saymyname not feeling the need to go to the water just yet. And KT usually puts down a dock reasonably early, but at the moment he's just focusing on pushing his Ibex in there. Looks like he's had to push, I don't know exactly where those spawned, but it looks like he's had to push those quite some distance there. He's done quite a good job of getting those herded towards the TC. And yeah, first fishing boat just being produced by Vertex as well. That's just another unit that benefits from that discount. And villager coming forward from Bongo might just be scouting for the time being. There's actually a villager actually from Vertex as well. Don't know that. Oh yeah, it's just because now that Bongo knows that he's not directly against Saymyname. And yeah, Barracks going down forward, and idle TC at the moment. What are we on for food? Looks like Vertex is just waiting for food to click up. And there he goes. Up he goes. Bongo already on the way. KT already 40% up actually. And Saymyname 50% up. So I think Vertex, yeah, a little bit of idle time on the TC there. I guess he has committed those extra resources to trying to get onto the water a little bit earlier than his opponents. And yeah, dock is coming down for Saymyname now. Villager has definitely been spotted at this point, but Clubber going to be out on the field. So yeah, the barracks is already going to do its thing. And yeah, there's no barracks down for Saymyname. So yeah, like I said, he's just kind of committing to the water at this point. I feel like this forward villager should probably tip him off that potentially this could have already happened, but then Saymyname might be thinking, oh, I found the villager. Ooh, little house block there. Yeah, maybe he thinks he found the villager before the villager can put down the barracks, but he's going to have a little bit of a rude surprise here. Tower is going to go down. And yeah, needlework being queued up in the queue there. Don't know if, yeah, armor tech actually isn't in yet, so the villagers should be able to fight this back. Although 3 against 3, you're still going to favour the clubbers there. Armor is coming in now, but yeah, that should be the clear up now. Yeah, armor upgrade never actually came. Ooh, surviving a 1 HP, just chilling. Hopefully Saymyname notices that. Just give it a quick bonk on the head. There we go, needlework doing as intended. Axe upgrade is coming in now, but there is only actually 1 axe left on the field. Where are those bowmen coming out? A little counter push actually by Saymyname. I completely missed the forward from Saymyname. Actually, yeah, it's got 1 of each of 3 of a kind here, 1 of each of the buildings. And the scout is going to get in. Does have both the upgrades on. From the stall. Can Saymyname? Yep, he can. So that wall isn't going to go up. Scrambling for the wall. And Vertex does get that last one down in time. Quite a lot of low HP walls though, so we could just focus that down with the scouts. He's going to have a quick look around though. Unfortunately, he's targeting one with like the most HP. Yeah, that's going to actually give Vertex the time to clog that back up again. And meanwhile, let's have a look at what's going on the rest of the map. Scout ship out on the map. Clubber got walled out over here. Axe is still pushing in for Vertex, and yeah, since Saymyname went for that forward, he doesn't have any military buildings back at home, just relying on the watchtower to hold the position for the time being. Scout did take out a bowman, does get taken down himself finally. Vertex didn't get the needlework upgrade in just yet, doesn't maybe feel the need to. A couple of scouts from KT, some blinking lights here, yeah, it's just that club of that. Did that destroy that, or did KT delete that? Oh, he's trapped his villager outside. Don't think that was intentional. Also, he's over-chopped over here. I'm up, so actually Bongo, yeah, has been fairly unaffected, and it's actually going to just go straight up to the Bronze Age. But he actually has the one fishing boat. Some curious communication in the chat by Vertex there. And yeah, Axa, is he going to get that kill in? Just garrisons in the tower. Nicely done. These axes will be able to take down these houses. Archery range was finally built at home by Saymyname. And are either of the KT, is he anywhere near? No, he's not anywhere near going bronze. So it is just going to be Bongo in the Bronze Age. Again, Saymyname trying to get something done. Just trying to pick away anyway. Looks like Bongo's just going to go clean up duty as soon as he hits the Bronze Age. I presume he's got those stables set up somewhere. Although again, I cannot quite spot them. For some reason, I always seem to struggle to find stables. Let's have a look. It's just, yeah, the rest of the fight here. Singular bowman from KT to try and help. There we go. But yeah, Bronze Age in now. And how many villagers do it? 23 villagers for fishing boats for Saymyname. So again, Saymyname a little bit on the back foot. Looks like he's housed at the moment as well after losing all these houses. So Saymyname needs to sort that out. There we go. Gets the population coming out again. KT maybe needs to send these in. Actually, no, it doesn't really need to. Saymyname can finish that off. And the raid continues on this side. And there is a gap there. They can just go straight through here. It's a bit of a mistake. Fortunately, Vertex, well, fortunate for Vertex, he manages to get those out, all those villagers out without his opponents noticing. But yeah, it is just completely open between these two buildings here. So yeah, didn't need to destroy that house and a villager. Plugging up the hole behind. And scout ship should shore up the defense. And Vertex getting away with that a little bit there. Saymyname could have definitely punished that a lot harder. But yeah, scout ships out for... yeah, still no warship. War galley upgrade, I should say, for Bongo. But it looks like he isn't really focusing on war. He does have the fishing ship upgrade. But yeah, just trying to get those cavalry out for the minute. He might need to delete part of his own wall there that he's set up. Maybe just waiting for a couple more units. Get the numbers up. And just trying to sort of take stock of the situation. Yeah, 15 fishing ships. Yeah, KT and... interesting. KT maybe trying to take advantage of the bonus damage that towers do to ships these days to defend his shoreline there. I think that might be a little bit of a waste of resources personally, but we'll see if that comes into any effect. Vertex just trade, yeah, he's going to lose that trade on the water there. And here comes the cavalry, literally, to clear up artifacts in the group there. It's always a bit funny when sort of players kind of mess up with the artifacts. But yeah, that's all cleared up. And Vertex should be able to get himself, yeah, he's had a whole bunch of fishing ships just working nicely for him. And I suspect he'll probably be able to get to the Bronze Age fairly soon. KT, I don't know if KT's clicked yet. He has clicked, okay. But yeah, it feels like Bongo very much in the driving seat here. Very far ahead. You can see eco numbers and Saymyname. Got some damage done, but not on the water. And those Minoan fishing boats, very cheap to mass up. and get that food eco working nicely for Vertex there. Like I said, I imagine soon he will have the 800 food he needs to click to go up. So Katie does hit the Bronze Age now himself. The Romans, I think the Bronze Age is probably one of the weaker phases for the Romans. Don't really have many bonuses working for them at that point. Still technically have the faster attacking swordsman line, but it's not a hugely reliable unit in the early Bronze Age. You kind of need to get that masked up later in the game. And yeah, Bongo trying to push through onto Saymyname now, and Saymyname still firmly in the Tool Age, absolutely nowhere near going to bronze. War guys as well are going to prevent these wars from ever going up. And I think possibly this is going to be the end of Saymyname, and that's probably going to signal the victory for Bongo and Vertex and the end of the series. We'll see how much this goes on for, but I think unfortunately this is going to be a fish in a barrel type situation. I mean, Katie does have a couple of cavalry units to defend, but I don't think much can be done here. Saymyname not even moving the villagers on the wood line here, possibly accepting defeat at this point. Yeah, all these villagers just going to get cleared up. Absolute massacre. Katie sends another wave of cavalry, so maybe this isn't the immediate end of the game. But again, don't think Saymyname is going to be able to do much. He's having a little battle. Yeah, he's even losing that fight on the water actually. Reinforcements coming in. Bronze Age is about to come in now for Vertex. And I think that's going to be it. It's and there we go. A blank message. Saymyname taps out. And 4-1. So congratulations to our Mayhem Addicts tournament winners, Bongo and Vertex. Fairly convincing 4-1 victory in the end. Saymyname with some decent aggressive plays. But and yeah, there's just been a few games where both KT and Bongo have sort of just been doing their own thing, and Bongo's just had the slightly better macro. You got to the Bronze Age first on multiple occasions. KT and Saymyname at least able to take that one game, but at the same time only able to take one game off their opponent's hit. And well played to everyone involved. So, GG's all around. And that brings us to the end of, like I said, the Mayhem Addicts tournament. So again, congratulations to the winners, and well done to KT and Saymyname as well for getting to the final, sticking with it. Obviously, there was some slight, like I said, difficulties with some of the other teams and whatnot, but we'll move on from that. And yeah, so again, yeah, just well done to Bongo and Vertex. And I guess, yeah, thank you. I guess, yeah, I was just trying to think how to wrap this up. I guess we'll just say the thank yous to all the players that participated and stuck with it. I know it was, like I said, a few little problems and stuff came in, so thank you everyone that did, was patient and kept with us, for the viewers as well who stuck with us. Thank you for Wattle for arranging this tournament in the first place. Like I said, unfortunately, it didn't quite pan out as I think we all hoped it did, but I think we still got some good games, so hopefully you guys enjoyed the games that we did manage to see, and this series as well. And yeah, GG's. Thank you for streaming all the games. Yeah, no worries, man. So I think that it just is. It brings us to the conclusion of this tournament. I'm just going to put the music back on again. I think, at least for the sort of winter holidays, the Christmas holidays, that's probably going to be the last stream from me. Probably until, yeah, I'm not sure exactly when we'll next be on, but yeah, I'm probably going to take a break for the winter and whatnot. But hopefully you guys stick around, still playing some team games and whatnot in the online lobbies. And yeah, I think we have, well, I know we've been working on some updates to the community patch, Hayakawa, which sort of incorporate some of the suggested changes from various players. Some players more than others, and that may be on the way in the near future. And hopefully you guys will stick around to do some testing of that and give us your feedback for the community patch. And like I said, it's probably going to be it for a little while for the competitive tournaments, but we'll see where we're at in the future, see what that holds for us. And I guess until next time, let's see who is there anyone online I can hand you over to? I don't know if KT's playing. I'm restricted to streaming, and so is actually Vertex. Are they just playing AoE DE, I suspect? Yeah, they're playing DE. I'll send you over to Vertex anyway, for anyone that wants to check out his stream. And yeah, again, thank you for stopping by. And like I said, I know this was a little bit, had a few problems and things with this tournament, but yeah, thanks for the patience, everyone, and I hope you enjoyed the streams. I will now. I'm trying to like pad out. I was trying to find the raid, but I couldn't find it. Anyway, Vertex. So here we go. So yeah. Yeah, once again, thank you for dropping by. Again, I'm not exactly sure when the next time will be, but I'm sure we'll see each other soon. Again, goodbye for now.